Continue,
I'm flipping
Louis.
you off, just so you know.
I have a hard time going too much slower than George. I think.
Wow, George.
All right,
Wow.
I changed my answer. 300.
Wow.
300 and 200. Screw it. You're right.
I think.
Whoa. Welcome to MTZBWY with you. What was that?
I don't know.
That-
It's your phone.
I
Your phone.
think that was you, Louis. I think that was you.
I don't have an Android. Certainly wasn't my phone.
Whoa. Welcome to MTZBWY with you, America's most favorite MTG podcast. I'm, of course, joined by the man who loves The World Runs on Starbucks, Josh. I have no good intro.
Morning, everyone.
I am also joined by the man who knows magic is such in a bad place. His only chance is to expand. Louis to George.
George, we're joined by George, who is in Boston. Did you park your car in Fenway Park? Did you get some Dunkin' Donuts this morning?
I did get some.
You got Duncan this morning?
You know that there's
Boston George, we're enemies.
So my dad lives in Boston, and there's so many Dunkin' Donuts that one day we drove around and we calculated there's a Dunkin' Donuts every 1.2 miles in Massachusetts.
You know what? So I now know why. It is the only thing that's affordable in Boston.
Yeah.
It is like if you don't want to have Dunkin', it's $40 for anything. You're like, oh, I'll have a cup of water, $45. What happened? Like a huge cup of coffee, $3. I can do that.
How's your class going with all the people?
Good, really great.
Good. Glad.
As you watch this podcast, remember George is an official Harvard professor, which he is not.
No,
100% a Harvard professor.
You guys are getting close to having to cut stuff.
I'm not cutting anything. Guess who gets to decide that? Me. So welcome everyone to the podcast, Magic the Gathering. We're going to talk about Dominaria Remastered. We're going to talk about secret layers and stores. I have a hot question for the comment section.
Let me guess. It'll be negative on secret layers.
We're going to talk about the new Cryptic Kickstarter, which is pretty cool. Sorcery team had some changes. We're going to talk about that, as well as the video that they released with the packaging of the product. We're going to talk about Pokemon's getting the big reprint from official announcement, too, on their official website. Is that what that was? From Pokemon Support? Kind of wild. And then we're going to talk about the MetaZoo $1.25 million tournament circuit that's going on starting this year. So thank you guys so much for being here. We're so stoked that you chose to listen to us this morning. Josh, you got the sticker on the back of your hat still, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Supposed
Man.
to take that off.
So I can return it when the channel fails.
Oh, so you're returning it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
That was good. How many times have you used that joke?
Never. This is the first.
That was good.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We're excited. Make sure you hit the like button, comment in the comment section, and subscribe. And we're gonna chat about Dominaria Remastered, guys. So do you want to pick up where we missed? Do we want to talk about
where your FUD was incorrect? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not sure it was FUD. It was like their product announcement.
I thought you were going to defend that it wasn't incorrect. No, my FUD was correct.
No.
No, George, my FUD was on point.
I don't think it was really FUD. We were talking about the product, and on their page, they basically didn't really share that there was retro frame foils in the draft boxes, but apparently there is.
Put an asterisk on that statement just like they did for their product sheet so that the viewer can read farther down and see that the traditional foil, by the way, called the traditional foil, can come in regular or retro.
So you can get retro foils from the draft boxes. Is that correct?
Yeah, but you have to be able to read the really tiny print to understand that.
So the FUD was incorrect. Got it. Continue.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I take back my statement on it being annoying that you can't get that in the draft box, because that was stupid. That would have been a stupid decision. So I'm glad that they didn't do that.
Now, this is completely unfact checked by me, but in the comment section of my box opening video, I was informed that you can't get retro frame foil lands in the draft box.
Great. We'll correct it next week. Don't worry, Josh. Just run with it, baby. Just run with it.
Oh, sorry. This podcast is built on the back of speculation, and I'm just joining in.
Holler.
I think it shows that there's so much going on. It's like that pack. Remember when they were the guy was trying to sort the cards while they were opening it? He was like, "There's just a lot of different things in here. It's hard to keep up."
Listen, that's definitely true in the set. After opening some of it, it's like your piles. It's just like everything. It's like a collector box in the draft box. Your piles all over the place, dude. It's crazy.
It's great. So it comes out. This is WPN Premium stores will have release events, early events this week. The rest of us, crappy stores that Wizards doesn't care about.
Oh my God.
Don't get to do anything till next week.
Maybe they would care more about you if you didn't lie about their products on the podcast.
Or talk about their
spitballing
ants.
here.
Like,
So everybody else gets product this next week, and then pre-release, I think it's technically called, or what's the, are they calling it pre-release?
I think so.
it is.
Is next week, and then the full release, you'll get your Amazon boxes the week after.
And I think we get some collector boxes, right?
You're
pre-release?
insufferable this morning, just so you know.
He is. But that's
Why?
normal. It's normal. That's it's another.
You'll get your Amazon, but you couldn't have phrased that. It'll be available in big box retailers the week after. Pointing out the positive that you can get it in your game store a week earlier.
I'm pointing out that if you ordered from Amazon, you'll get it a week later because it's great that you get it
As
from
a
your
new
store
Amazon
earlier.
stockholder, I appreciate that, Louis. I want you to know that, buddy. Don't listen to Josh. Keep pumping my Amazon bags.
Yeah, Amazon's. Yeah, I feel you. So
I don't know what you're feeling, but
I'm feeling you on the
can I get a
Amazon stock.
refund?
I didn't want to say it. I don't want to admit I've moved to the dark side of buying Amazon stock.
Welcome to the club, dude.
Wait. You are the worst.
Why?
You are the worst. You're like you can't be like Amazon is the worst thing in the world. But they can make me $1, make you holler.
I can definitely do that.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely can do that. 100%.
I forgot you
support
also
this.
own Robinhood stock. You're just like the dark
I don't own
forces.
Robinhood stock.
Oh, you use Robinhood. That's what it was.
Oh, wait. Is that bad? Is owning Robinhood stock bad?
Robinhood is the worst company to ever walk the planet, in my opinion.
Wow.
Well, hey, dollar make me holler.
I think I could bring up a couple companies you might not like more, but let's talk about
That's
the
true.
price. Let's talk about
Second worst. Second worst.
Let's talk about the price of Dominaria Remastered, where it currently stands. You get collector boxes on TCG Player for $280, $281, and then draft boxes for $174.
So those prices are fine, I think. I will say, like, distribution rose my price weirdly without telling me. One of them did. The other didn't. I have to call them today, be like, hey, did you mean to fleece me for, like, no reason and no communication? So, like, I think Distro expects the collector boxes, if nothing else, to be kind of hot. Like, we'll see if that happens or not. Like, I don't know that. But, like, Distro, I think, is certainly expecting stores to clamor for more collector boxes next week. And that seems possible to me.
I have noticed a change in the tone of the community, like post Christmas into the new year, when people maybe have a little bit of extra now money from their Christmas whatever.
Earbuds in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have noticed a difference in the tone of the community. I still think, like, for a consumer, $280 boxes is high for this product. Like, I think I still think it's high. It can't go lower for stores though on TCG Player. Like, it's about where it's gonna. Not really, after fees and shipping.
Like, stores can lose money on TCG Player. There's this.
Look at you, Baldur's Gate.
Say, look, like, turn around and look how you didn't listen to
Baldur's
George.
Gate, baby. Let's go. Let's all lose. Let's all lose our money. Let's go.
I mean, like, I don't know. If, I mean, like, listen, like, my gut is this will go down a little bit, then go up. Like, I think that's the way boxes normally go.
If Rudy tells stores to stop selling on TCG Player, should I listen to him again this time, or should I
hold, baby? Just like Baldur's Gate, listen to Rudy, not George.
Just like Baldur's Gate, should I hold that bag so that in 40 years I can maybe make my money back?
I cannot believe you held Baldur's Gate. It is still the most baffling decision you've ever made, and you have made one on a daily basis for the 2 years I've known you.
At least weekly for as long as I've known you.
That one I got wrong. I got that one.
That one was so like, stores couldn't dump fast enough, and you were like, no.
I just didn't want to, like, compete with the dumping. I was like, eventually everybody will run out of product, right?
Nope.
Run out of Magic product in 2022. This guy.
It's all right. It happens. I opened a bunch.
For what it's worth, I don't think you'll see dumping of this product.
No, because there's a couple of those cards that are just really good in the box.
They
Force of Will
didn't print enough to dump. Like that's like this is.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
absolutely.
if we can. I don't know if we can say that for sure.
Okay, everything leads us to believe there's way, way, way less of this than there is of Baldur's Gate. Way less.
That might be fair, but that
way
might be
less.
That might be hedging against the fact that Commander's the largest portion of the community, so you could see
Yeah, like-
them overprinting.
Like
I
Commander
don't
Legends
agree
was.
with that statement.
You think there's more? You think there's more of this in Baldur's Gate?
That one surprised me. They came out and said that they printed more of this than Time Spiral Remastered, that the print run was going to be larger. It's a
Well, that makes sense.
it's
There's
a
two
better
boxes.
set. I would say that this is more in tune with like Modern Horizons 2, which they claim to be the #1 printed Magic set of all time.
But not the collector boxes. They're like the collector boxes like sold out immediately, never reprinted.
Well, but that's the unknown, right? That's
Right.
the whole question: is are the collector boxes actually made
we
to
don't
be
know that.
collector boxes? That initial one wave, and then they're slowly,
Listen.
eventually, they're gone, and you got to turn to the draft box.
There
right?
is
That's the
zero
question.
evidence that
Yes.
that is a direction that they are moving. Let's just be very clear that like
Yes, everything they've shown us is
I mean,
the
like,
opposite.
there was
for the
not
past year.
significant cuts. Big stores didn't get cut hardly at all on Dominaria Remastered. Small stores,
But like
got
small
a
stores
little-
got cut pretty hard. You got like 15% of what you ordered, Boo Boo.
That's not true.
You told me what you ordered, and you told me what you got.
Then you're not doing your math right. I got
Which-
like 35% of
Ooh.
what I ordered.
Let me know in the comment section which one of these two is worse at math. Now we have examples for both in the past. Feel free to reach into those episodes.
This one's
But
pretty
which one of
easy.
these bozos is
I was,
the
thinking
worst?
I was
at
only
math?
thinking of the one distro.
This one's pretty easy.
I was thinking of the one distro.
Yeah. I also called them and asked them to reduce my
But he
amount.
didn't.
I don't know if they did or not. I think that this set is going to be fine. I don't think that this
Yeah.
is like,
It's gonna be fine.
I think compared to Baldur's Gate, there's a lot of really, really good things going for this set.
Yeah.
I think the play here, in my opinion, if I was a consumer, would be draft boxes and not collector boxes.
I was about to say the exact opposite take, literally.
Like the collector boxes don't have. Is there anything special in the collector boxes then that are just collector boxes?
Just said it at the beginning. I speculate that it's foil lands.
I also
Just
like
the foil lands. That's it.
Dude,
I think
foil retro frame lands, I think could be hot. That could be definitely underrated portion of that box.
as somebody who special lands made my 2022. I know that's true for you as well, Louis. I just want to say shout out to Wizards.
What special lands?
The shock
Infinity.
lands from
Infinity, baby, to the moon. What do you
Yeah, that was-
mean?
That was nice. Yeah, but these are just basics. I don't
Yeah, no. Yeah.
listen. I think Wizards has outdone their premium on foil basic lands. Like
I agree. I hate that there's a special basic land in every set.
yeah.
I despise that aspect. But
You guys care about the weirdest stuff.
So
the-
I
the
come back
cards
to
in the box.
I always come back to like utility of a box, and like especially from long-term investing to even just like buying the box. If you can buy a Dominaria Remastered draft box for $175, get together with your friends, play sealed or play draft, and then get to keep the cards, I think that is a much better overall use of your energy and money than the $300 collector box that you don't get to actually play with. And then I think on top of that, like the long term, like I'm a big
Tell me you don't understand the market without telling me you don't understand the market.
like, but I don't understand what the collector.
That's been
side of
obvious the
this
whole time when you
is.
said they should get rid of
There's
it. Their
no-
number one selling product. We've understood that from the get-go.
There is no there's no neon card in this. There's no serialized card in this. There's nothing.
That is a big miss. No serialized card is a big miss as always from them.
There's no huge win in the collector box that you can't get anywhere else. And so I think like looking long term, in my opinion, I would be looking at the draft boxes for this because they have the utilization.
So I want to agree with you, but I want to warn you because I just had to crawl myself out of this trap. I said the same thing on a lot, and the community has constantly proven me wrong. The data shows set in collector boxes. People are just buying them and cracking them for sets that, in my opinion, don't have as much utility, right? you're not buying Dominaria United draft box and holding on to it for the draft experience in a year. I just think most people aren't doing that right now. But those set and collector boxes are still moving as far as a portion of the total product that's moving throughout the community. So I would just be careful here. The people who want to just buy and open packs, whether it's now, a year from now, 2 years from now, is a much larger portion of our community than I think I realized, and I got caught in this trap recently.
Listen, I come from a different perspective. Like I come from I just had a conversation with like 5 people last week that they want to draft Battle Bond, and like I have a Battle Bond box, so that's a way for me to move a Battle Bond box, or open it up and have fun with it. 5 years, 10, whatever it is since Battle Bond, and like that's the type of thing I like. So I get it. Like I get collector boxes are also smaller. If you're talking about sealed kind of long-term collecting and investing, collector boxes take up a quarter of the space too. Like there's a lot of pros for collector boxes.
Listen, I agree with you, dude.
I
I'm
just
on
think
your
this
team.
set
I get
is
it,
gonna-
but I'm just proven wrong.
I just think this set's going to be super fun to draft. If it's anything like Time Spiral, it's going to be super fun to draft, and that's a huge win that you get with the draft box that you don't get with the collector
We
box.
also are. We also are. We're fairly convinced there'll be a reprint of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, like I come back to looking at this product, and maybe I'm wrong, but less like Time Spiral Remastered, that was kind of a one and done thing, which they said was because of the supply chain issues.
Right.
Well, they also got this weird second restock.
Was that the Suez Canal? Was that the blockage of the Suez Canal?
I forgot all about that.
It might have been.
I thought that was the reason for the delays in Time Spiral Remastered.
Yeah. But I think this is more like
boat captain.
More like a Modern Horizons 2 type product. We'll see though. I mean, this is an interesting one.
So if that's true, you could buy collector boxes.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, like, what,
if you think it's to go up in value,
get out your little fingers, Louis. Louis, get out your little fingers.
Like a Modern Horizons 2 collector box is $379.
Okay. That seems good to me. Keep on, that was the old pricing for stores for collector boxes too.
It's pretty
That
good.
seems all right. Not good enough for Louis.
No,
Not good enough for Louis, you guys.
But like, there's
not good enough.
Like, there's a big difference. I think our cost on Modern Horizons 2 was also considerably.
I think it was higher, but I don't think it was as high as Dominaria Remastered.
Yes, it was.
Want me to text you what it was?
I don't have to know this. I didn't know the story.
I was only talking to Louis, not Josh. Josh should never know. I will never tell Josh. I will shoot Josh before I tell him. Don't worry, Watsy.
I don't know. I just we'll see.
Sorry, Mark Rosewater's sent the message down.
We'll see. It's interesting. This is gonna be an interesting release for sure, and it'll be interesting to see if we do get restock. We also said, some people on the podcast also said we wouldn't get Brothers War collector box restocks, and there was a massive Brothers War collector box restock.
Yeah, massive. And we're doing it.
Hundreds of boxes, lots and lots of boxes at just our thing. So lots of restock.
Like there's only like 4 distros. It's not like there's like 80 distros. Like only it's like, relax.
Just our office though. Anyway,
yeah,
lots and lots of boxes, and then additionally, there's a distro that's not a distro that's sending out emails to customers.
I think you can say their name.
MVP Sports and More, who sent out a thing that was basically like, hey, here's a discount on Brothers War. Also, though, don't buy it because we think Amazon's going to get a bunch of product at like 20% less than this costs.
MVP Sports is my favorite store in the universe. Not because like I hate everything they do to the community, but they are so freaking YOLO. I love it. They are just YOLO. Like
they're this podcast version of a store.
Absolutely. Like when Charlie Sheen did nothing but Coke for 5 months straight. like that. Like,
wait, did that stop?
I hope not. I hope that was a great timeline. That was a great timeline in our country's history, I would argue.
My Charlie Sheen will always be coked out Charlie Sheen. I don't care what positive changes he makes in his life.
God, I love God, that was such a good timeline. Like they're totally YOLO.
Take me back, bro. Take me back.
I love how they're like, hey, you can buy this from us, but don't because
but don't, baby. YOLO. YOLO into Amazon dumps.
So like I don't think that there's any evidence that
Okay, let me
Wizards
just
is
say
gonna
this.
not overprint, not
care about
put
that.
this more into
If
the market.
anybody should be sponsoring this podcast, it should absolutely be MVP Sports. Can we all agree on that?
I'm all in.
Yeah, I don't have a dog in that
Like
race.
they
sure.
have the same beefs that we have with certain people. They have the YOLO spirit that this podcast embodies. Like MVP, reach out. We'll cut a deal. We'll cut a deal with you, MVP.
Cut a deal. Yep. Play hardball with him.
No, you don't play hardball with coked out Charlie Sheen. You give in quickly. That dude's got a tiger.
So all right,
he
let's
doesn't.
play.
Wait, he has a tiger.
Probably. Who
Yeah,
knows?
he definitely has a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't all rich,
Yeah,
like
I
all
would-
the
I
rich
would
LA
be-
people.
Yeah. Okay, let's
Chuck,
play the game.
You're on the podcast next week.
Let's play the game we always play. Where do these boxes fall 60 days from now?
1K.
I asked you if we were going to do this last night, and you said no.
Yeah.
Whoa,
'cause
no.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
YOLO.
I didn't prepare.
This
Josh,
is coked out
welcome
Louie.
to the podcast. We don't prepare. This is just our
Louie,
takes.
How is your tiger?
I don't have a tiger. I have a horrible cat. Does that count?
Yeah. Same thing, basically.
So with collector boxes, my assumption is all going to be based on the fact that I think collector boxes are going to not see that massive restock. I think we are going to see collector boxes as we all, I think, would like to see them, where it's one printing and when no second wave, it's out, and once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm going to operate under that theory, and I think with that being said, collector boxes probably settle. You said 60 days.
Yeah.
Probably 290. 287, 290, I think, because they're at what, 285 right now?
282.
And 282, yeah, 287, closer to 287 than 290. But I think we see draft boxes as low as 160, 169 ish. Nice.
So that's a $4 decrease in draft boxes over 60 days and a $5 increase in collector boxes.
Sure. Well, I didn't have any of that data pulled up. I'm just kind of spitballing because you dropped this on my dome this morning. So yeah, if you want to then take those numbers and throw them at my face, sure. That's what I think.
This is the best.
George?
I'm going to go the opposite of Josh. Well, not the opposite. I'm going to go harsher than Josh. 60 days is not enough time for the market to figure this out.
God, you're so negative. You're such FUD.
I'm sorry. Maybe you can lie to me about the product again.
This is how it feels like to be on the podcast with you. FUD.
I'll do a video. Magic sucks. Everything's going to zero. Don't buy this set.
Please make a YouTube channel. I would be a patron.
Make a YouTube channel.
I would be a patron.
My channel would just be a George reaction channel.
Oh my God!
I would pivot.
Yes.
I'd pivot.
I hope you all like StarCraft 2. So I hope you guys all watch some fat bald man lose at StarCraft 2 is like more like it. God,
where are the boxes, George?
I'd be great at Twitch.
George's hot tub stream.
Do you remember hot tub streaming? Remember when that was like the big thing on Twitch?
Yeah.
For like the entire pandemic, it was.
I was always concerned about the camera. Like, there's a lot of steam there. It's a lot of vapor. The camera's not going to last.
I never watched a Twitch hot. Actually, that's not true.
I
I watched one Twitch hot tub stream, which was just a guy in our Discord server who was streaming from a hot tub. Shout out to Andrew Ice9.
Stacks. Oh, Ice9.
It was
Ice9. It was Ice9.
He was just memeing the hot tub thing for like 3 days straight. He just streamed from his hot tub and talked about like random shit.
That's amazing.
I just laughed so hard. I think I just broke the wheel on this.
That's the only reason I know about Twitch hot tub streaming, because then for like 4 weeks, all I got recommended to me was hot tub.
This is why I hate being a subscriber of yours. Now they only recommend stupid TCG videos.
Okay, what's your box prediction, George?
What are they at now, her collectors?
Collectors is 282.
265. Yeah, 260.
Okay. Dominaria.
I think, like, me very clear. I think 60 days is 260. I think 90 days it's up. I think draft boxes are going to have a rough 60 days. What are they at now?
174.
158.
Yeah.
I think with sets the community took to, we didn't see a ton of movement though. I'm just wondering where you're getting those, because we saw Brothers War was pretty good, and we didn't see.
You know where I'm getting this from? Guessing. total and complete guessing.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Like,
Never mind.
I think we see.
I thought certain boxes were going to go way up. Spoiler, they're free.
I'm
Continue.
flipping
Louis.
you off, just so you know.
I have a hard time going too much slower than George. I think.
Wow, George.
All right,
Wow.
I changed my answer. 300.
Wow.
300 and 200. Screw it. You're right.
I think the 260s or 250 is probably the floor for collector box.
That seems plausible to me.
I think. Like I don't think I don't think stores over ordered on this. Like
no.
I think most stores were catching on by now. And I think there's also quite a bit of opportunity to open for some singles if you're a store rather than dropping the collector boxes and paying the fees and the shipping.
Louis, you need to swear. You need to swear.
No,
to
I'm
both
definitely
Josh
doing
and
that.
I.
I'm doing that this weekend, baby. Everyone, we're streaming. We're streaming Saturday night, I think. I don't know. One of the nights, whenever my wife tells me I can. We're streaming.
This is the last night this will be with you. I can't go through Brothers of War with you again.
Draft boxes will hit 150.
You need to be careful. That mass box opening that you did of your one case of product.
First off,
changed you.
Mass box opening. It was 100% a mass box opening. I still have 1,500 cards from Brothers War.
Anything. It was a mass box opening. I'm going to do it again this week.
It changed you at your core. You're
100%.
a different. You're a
100%.
different human.
Yeah.
Worse.
You went
Worse.
to war and you came back.
You came out of Brothers of War with war scars.
Yeah, this is fair. I got to enjoy the product immensely. I had a blast. It was the best product that's ever been released, and everything's great and fine and dandy.
And you should buy singles from it at
CaptainsMarket.com. Everyone, you can buy your singles. Anyway, so I think the set's going to be fine long term. I think I think the initial price is too expensive, but anyway. Moving on, let's rock and roll to secret layers in stores. So 2 things to talk about. Number 1, we don't know what it is. I assume we'll learn what it is by the time that we get our Magic 30th packs, which I assume they're just never going to send us now. But stores are getting...
Louis, I've heard from a reliable source, if it's delayed 18 months, that's okay. Continue.
Secret layers are coming to stores only. You're going to have a secret layer this next couple months, maybe?
They've done this before.
Yeah, they did it.
Ultimate Edition. Right?
They did it 2 times before. One time really great. One time, they can't all be wins.
So I wasn't a store those times, George. Can
you
refresh everybody how that worked? Did stores have to pay for those, or were they given to stores?
No, they had to pay for them.
Because mystery booster boxes initially were gifts to stores, right?
No, you could initially buy them. After a certain pandemic, you got a certain number of boxes for free based on, I think, like how many you took the first time.
Gotcha.
But like they were always comically low priced. Like they were no matter what, they were kind of the gift to the stores, to the mystery boosters, because like you would pay, I think it was even less than a regular booster box if I remember right in the beginning.
Yeah, the market price was insane,
astronomical.
Yeah. Mystery booster is my favorite Magic product.
100%. I don't even like Magic products, and I love mystery boosters.
My favorite Magic product of all time.
100%. And so then they did the ultimate secret layers, and the first one was great. Like the first one, people really wanted. You had to buy them, but you could sell them.
That was the Fetch Land one.
Yeah, people loved them. People went nuts for it. That was before Fetch Lands were $15.
Yeah, before MH2.
And like, we print the reserve list. And oh, sorry, I thought you saw your headphones off. I had to take my moment. And the second ultimate secret layer.
That was the Pathway lands, right?
Yeah.
Which are like $4.
Listen, enough of you. Mark, if you're listening to this, why don't you make it more like the first one and not the second one? Let's just say that.
I hope that they don't make it those giant boxes. Those giant boxes suck.
1,000,000%.
They're horrible. It's like a box the size of your body, your torso,
not
for 5 cards. Not George's body.
Not body.
About the quarter of the size of George's body.
Jesus. They sit on your... all this talk is just making me hate looking at the top shelf of my office right now. And they don't even look good sitting up there.
Do you have one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bring it for the content, baby. Let's see. I want the comparison of a box to Josh's head.
I have a giant head.
You do have a giant head. I was just gonna say you've got a big head. So George, what was the was there any requirements to selling them, or it was just like, hey,
I
you
don't
get the
think so. I don't remember any if there were any. Like it was a long time ago. I mean, like I gave mine out as prize support to get more people into the event. I think that worked out better for me than selling them, to be honest.
Yeah.
What I hope they do is I hope they do something really special. Like I do hope like that is like I think they missed the mark, candidly, on the first couple of stores' secret layers, mainly because of the comical box.
Yeah.
But they
Let's
were clearly trying to make it special.
There's 5 cards in there, everyone.
Right.
Five regular sized Magic the Gathering cards.
Like, here's what I'll give them credit. They were clearly trying to make it very special, and they just kind of missed it a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I hope they do find that. Like, I hope they do find a way to make it very special. Like, I would love some, like, LGS exclusive foiling. Like, that'd be really cool.
I'd be okay with the box size if there was any other application for the box. But not only
What could you, like, other than, like, a casket, what could you possibly use a box that size for?
You could use it to store your cards if you could remove the foam, but you can't even remove the foam.
Like, are you
Look
carrying
at it
around
next to a booster box.
Yeah, are you
Look
carrying
at
around
your house.
every commander deck ever created? Like,
At your
what can
house,
you use that
like
box
your
for?
bulk cards, like a card box. I have a bunch of those, and that would have been another use for it. Anyway, so these, we don't know what they are, but it's cool that they're doing another secret layer for stores.
Yep, love it.
Were those branded as secret layer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ultimate secret layers.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Oof, that's the bad
I'll get the
one.
pathway.
Yeah, it's the crappy one. Listen, man, I love the path. As a player, I love the pathway lands. The pathway lands are sweet,
I thought you were.
but they're not
not-
worth what that. They're
not
not worth
even-
that secret layer. But they're sweet cards.
They're
Like,
not even
okay.
fetchable.
I thought you were gonna.
No,
have
but
the,
they're still sweet.
I thought you were
like,
gonna have
there
the
are
backhand
formats
one.
Aren't Commander Louis? Like there totally are. They exist.
Then what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? If you can't win with politics, then how do you win?
The Louis
Yeah,
DeGeorge story.
We had this conversation the other night. Oh, he goes, I just don't like the politics of Commander. He goes, I do. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah, that is. All right, so
You know
I
we can
hope
see
that-
your streams, right? We know we can prove that that's a lie, right?
I'm pretty.
When is the next Commander?
I don't know.
He gave up on it.
I didn't give up on it. It's just a lot to. We had
It's
one
a lot
scheduled for. We had one scheduled for Christmas, and then or like right before Christmas, and then it was like negative 18 million degrees, and everyone's
Yeah, it was
pipes were frozen at their
cold.
house, and everybody was flooding. And it was like a whole thing.
Wait, what?
The high
Yeah,
school
wait.
kid, the high school kid who runs my card images, wasn't allowed to leave his house because his mom said he couldn't drive. It's a whole thing.
This is a weird timeline.
This is great.
That's
This
why
is
we
great
had Kanto.
content.
It's too cold for people to come to the house to do the video. So, all right. My thought, George, I know your take's gonna be on this, but I think that secret layers are a better product to buy right now for stores, given the history of 2022. I think that secret layers are a better product to purchase to sell to your community than boxes are. And I'm gonna be testing it out very lightly, like buying 2 to 3 of each secret layer and selling it in store to test out the theory.
So it will work at that scale. It will work if you buy 5 for your store, or if I bought 20 for my store.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I bought 50 for my store.
It won't work at scale. Like you can't buy 400 of them and have it work. Like
Right.
that's the difference between it and booster boxes. Is it like I can buy 400 Dominaria Remasters and sell
Right.
them because people want more than one. People want to have events with it. People want to do it.
Right.
I can't buy 400 secret layers and sell 400 probably. Almost
Well,
certainly.
There's also now 80 secret layers, so you could actually do quite a bit of them. I think
like-
the
but-
bigger issue is you don't know when you're going to get them, and you don't
That's
know
not
when
the
you're going to get your money back.
People either want, at least in my experience, people either want like every secret layer or no secret layer. Like there's secret layer. There are people who want secret layers,
That has
with a
not
few
been my
exception of certain cards.
That's not
Yeah,
been my experience. My experience is that people
experience
want
is different,
specific ones, and that they oftentimes the customers in my store don't even know that the secret layer had was out. Like they're like, "Where did you get that card? That's amazing! A Age of Sigmar card. Oh my gosh, I love Age of Sigmar." And then they're like, "Where do I get that?"
Nobody has ever said they love Age of Sigmar. You are the first
Shout out
person.
to Jesse. Shout out to Jesse.
It's the
Loves
it's
Age
the
of
same
Sigmar.
guy that buys the draft booster pack every week, George.
Nobody
Same
has ever
guy.
loved Age of Sigmar. It's unlovable. It's unlovable. It's like me as a child.
Not touching that.
God, therapy, George. You need therapy. Not the podcast. So anyway, it's an interesting thought. Like, I think if you look at the secret layers and the current market price and the price that we're selling them at, I think that margin for a store would be there. So I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna just start having secret layers in store I'm just gonna set a margin that I need to make on product and just put it for that margin, not really worry about the secondary market prices. Might even just do singles.
I think doing singles is the play.
Yeah. But I think it's an interesting topic and something to follow along on the podcast as store owners, because that, as much as we want to fight it, and I know the comment section is going to be like, "You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, Louis.
Oh
He
my
screamed
god!
he screamed this at me for 20 minutes last night.
God.
It's okay, George.
You're part of the
much I-
problem."
How
But
much Irish coffee did you have this morning? Relax, boo boo.
I had a Celsius
The hell's a Celsius?
Live Fit. Apparently, all the healthcare workers drink these instead of coffee now,
So why are you drinking one?
because I am married to a healthcare worker. So
They get it for free.
I steal her drinks.
For now.
I heard about this.
For
I heard
now.
about
What do you hear
this.
about? Oh, the comment section? That
Yeah.
was like, speaking of the comment section,
That's why I said for now.
it's like your wife's gonna leave you.
That was a wild comment.
Yeah, love it. Comment section tends to be more negative than positive. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Comment
You
section.
have nothing but negative content. You get negative comment sections.
I knew it. It's full circle. It's so perfect.
I couldn't believe it.
Like, so you mentioned something, Louis, that I think is interesting before we wrap this up. You had people that don't even know these secret layers exist, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the store secret layer is going to sell way more than the normal online secret layers because more Magic players engage at LGSs than they do in following Magic Twitter and knowing when secret layers drop? Do you think that's going to be a more successful secret layer as far as numbers sold?
So I think I would love to hear the data on secret layer, but if you look at the number of LGSs there are, and you assume that the majority of LGSs will order at least one, I tend to like. I
Who's
think
not
like,
ordering one? Who's like, you have a store who's secret layer? Pass.
George, I think you underestimate an average LG. I think you overestimate the average LGS.
What does that mean?
Like, I think there will be a lot of LGSs who don't even really know about it.
Ooh, bold take. What?
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I'm not talking like 50%, but I think there will be people who like don't take it or don't buy it or whatever.
Why wouldn't they take it?
I don't know.
I think that number might be negligible.
Really?
And maybe that's part of the LGS shrinkage that we talked about. I don't think you can see this
Irrelevant.
product and be like, I'm not taking it.
Back to my main point. Is that like there's 6,000 WPN stores?
Sure.
How many
Yeah.
premium though?
4.
Okay, got it. Go ahead.
There's 6,000 WPN stores, 7,000 WPN stores in the United States. Is that the number? Is it in the United States or is it worldwide?
You've
I have
mentioned
no
6,000 before, but I've never followed up on that research because
They mentioned it in the fireside chat without the fireplace or video when they did that.
No, keep going.
They mentioned
Keep going.
I think it was 6,000 LGSs. So I kind of wonder if that's more right there, secret layers, than get printed for some of the secret layers that come out.
And maybe this is just I think each secret layer is selling more than 6,000 copies, but I could be way wrong.
You think Astral Lands?
Yes. Name any secret layer, and the answer is yes.
I feel like it's yes.
You can't name me a secret layer that I think they sell less than 6,000 of.
Oh, great, because now we're going to spend the next 20 minutes doing this.
What was
right?
the number for the Magic 30? Wasn't it like 30,000, something like that? 35,000?
Which is more than 6,000, right?
Yeah, but that was the absolute hottest secret layer ever printed.
At the
It was
absolute
also limited.
highest price point.
I didn't hear anybody complaining about the price point of that secret layer.
You're thinking of the Magic 30.
Oh.
Josh, you're thinking of the
My bad. My
advent
mistake.
calendar.
My mistake. Yep, gotcha.
The Magic 30th secret layer that had the 30 cards, you opened one a day for
But they
Christmas.
also limited it.
That's true.
Like it's sold out in roughly 5 seconds.
It would. Yeah, that did suck. By the way, I'm still mad at you for taking all the copies that I wanted to buy.
Louis.
You can buy them for
Louis.
me. I have them in my store.
So you've been running this experiment already. You
Yeah.
just tease us with the idea you're just starting. You've been doing this.
Yeah.
You've been running the
all right.
scam, Logan Paul.
Listen, Logan Paul's not invited back on the podcast anymore.
What a bold take.
Logan Paul, you are uninvited from MTZBWY with you.
It just broke his heart, dude. You
Only
ruined
MVP
his
Sports is
Friday
allowed
morning.
now.
Only
MVP Sports is allowed now.
And wait for it, CoffeeZilla. He's also invited on the podcast.
That showed
we've
up.
really flipped. We've really flipped.
The YouTube algorithm is wild. That showed up in my feed too, and I don't watch any stuff like that.
It's
And
'cause
now
it
it's all
listens
that.
to our phone calls.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Good
and we
take.
were
I like
talking about
that.
CoffeeZilla and Logan
good
Paul.
word. I like
Yeah.
that. I like.
I
that
didn't. George, did you watch the Impulsive episode this week? I didn't watch it yet.
I have never once watched an episode of Impulsive.
You told me you were gonna watch it this week. You
Is he
said it
on this
on
week?
the phone. Yeah.
Is he on this week? Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
he
watch
said
this
he was
week.
going to talk about his scam. All right,
Wait, is CoffeeZilla on this week, or is he talking about how he scammed people?
he's talking. It's his follow up to the CoffeeZilla thing.
Oh, I don't know. I want to
Anyway,
we'll
That's
see.
that's enough Logan Paul drama. He's not invited on the channel though. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Only MVP Sports and
Is there
Charlie
anybody else?
Sheen.
Is
Charlie Sheen
there
also
anybody else
invited.
we need to uninvite from the
Is
podcast?
he live?
Yeah, this whole inviting people onto the podcast is rough, man. Like, I feel like it's going to come back to bite us. All of our don't meet your heroes.
Definitely
Don't,
did with Logan Paul.
don't meet your heroes, dude. Don't meet your
Someone
heroes.
left a comment in the comment section last week. So is Logan Paul still invited on the podcast?
That was
Did they seriously
goat.
write
That was
that?
goat
Yeah.
comment. Goat comment.
All right, let's talk about Cryptic, new TCG. That's coming. That came out in Kickstarter, and they have another Kickstarter that's launching. If you're interested in Cryptic content, I have been doing some Cryptic content on my personal YouTube channel. Just look up Louis DeGeorge. There's a gameplay video,
Oh
some
my
box
God.
openings.
I need singles. Where can I buy singles?
CavDanesMarket.com.
I need boxes for Wave
Listen.
2. Where can I buy boxes for Wave 2?
Same place. My store, like,
No.
loves it.
No.
Loves
Oh,
it.
that's fine. That's fine. You can say that. I thought you were doing your online store, and I was gonna have to get a text every time somebody goes onto your webpage again. I can't handle this anymore.
My store's loving it. We're doing like this week. We'll probably have 10 to our Cryptic tournament on Saturday, which is like,
That's a good number.
That's half of
Like-
your city.
compare that to my Magic numbers, and we are over my Magic numbers for Friday Night Magic.
That's right. You
Um,
heard it here. Cryptic, bigger than Magic. Gonna take down Magic. Let's go.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But
No, Josh, that's
people
not
are
what I'm
loving
saying. It already has.
People
Oh,
are
You're using the wrong tense.
My
people are really
mistake.
enjoying it. They just came out and announced that they're doing another Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
Which the before anybody gets negative about multiple Kickstarters,
Oh my god.
the reason that they are doing Kickstarter is that it's easier to do fulfillment of the orders.
Also, there's nothing wrong with Kickstarter.
I totally agree with you.
Like this, like people complain about like they're doing their Kickstarter are like you're brilliant young people who are geniuses. I'm not saying anything bad about you. I happen to have a disagreement with you. I
Good job.
apologize if I was about to say something mean about you.
Good job.
An internet on
Proud
the
of you.
stranger. Yeah,
Proud of you, buddy.
you guys
really-
are all brilliant, and
you're
Kickstarter
really-
can only be used once per company. Just ask Cool Mini or not.
Cool
I
Mini
think
or
they
not,
would
yeah.
have a great. Think they have something to tell you, but you're still
So-
a beautiful little snowflake. to
Check
me.
this out. This is genius. I love this. So
Mhm.
they're doing playing cards, right? It's
Mhm.
going to be a playing card deck, but wait for it because I know that's like been done before and whatever.
It has not. I've not got mine yet. Continue. It
They
will
are-
one day be done though.
They are doing playing cards, a full 52 card playing card deck. It might be 53 cards with some Joker, something like that. I don't know. But each card is going to have on it a cryptic card. So it'll have like the two of diamonds, but then in the middle of the card is a design for the card, but then also the TCG playability side of the card. And so then every 53 card deck that you get will be a pre-constructed booster, or sorry, a constructed deck that you can then play regular Cryptic with as well.
Yeah.
So you can have your deck of cards with you in your backpack and then jam a game of Cryptic whenever you want. As a consumer, you can buy this and then you can show up to a Cryptic tournament and play with this pre-constructed deck.
So, love this product. First of all, second of all, Like this is exactly what I want from companies that do decks of cards. Because, like, listen, I know this will shock people. I don't play a lot of poker, but like I will play Cryptic. So like I can now have this in my backpack. If people want to borrow the deck of cards, if they're going on a trip or something, they can borrow the deck of cards. But I'm like, hey, while you have it, let's play some Cryptic. I'll teach you. And it also does show like Tanner is making gameplay first. You see this like with his like new tournament software. You see this with his, you know, with the decks. Like he's putting play first, and that's really impressive to me.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. That's what's going to get these companies through this market.
It's also just a smart, creative idea. I think it shows a lot about Tanner in terms of like thinking outside the box and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's a cool way to get people involved in the game.
If I miss out on the Kickstarter, where can I buy them after the Kickstarter, though?
CavDanesMarket.com.
Oh,
my
good.
website.
Thank you.
Which will soon be changing. The name of the website's changing.
Is it
part
CrypticMarket.com?
No. This is part of the store.
I'm buying it right now.
Part of
Is
the
it
store.
also CompeteSport.com?
Wait. That's not
I'm not revealing the name of the new business name yet, but it'll come out soon enough. But on March 4th, you can also come down to West Virginia, Hurricane, West Virginia.
God.
It's called Hurricane. It's spelled like hurricane, but everybody here calls it Hurricane, West Virginia. And we will be doing a Cryptic tournament on March 4th. It's going to be a bunch of fun. So make sure if you're interested in Cryptic, you come check that out. Should be in the new store by then, hopefully.
I'm interested
If not, we're screwed.
I'm interested in giving a message to Cryptic about this product because I think it's sweet. I think it's really cool, but I'm going to warn you, and I'm going to let you two jump on me.
I'm in.
Cryptic. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't go all in on auxiliary products. Keep the card game and the TCG the main thing. This does a really good job of that, but don't get the bug and start producing all the auxiliary products and let the card game slip. The card game's great. The community loves it. This product spreads that message. It's good. Just keep the main thing the main thing.
I forgot the biggest point of this.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Don't address anything I said.
No, it's exactly to what you said.
Oh, okay.
The Kickstarter, the reason for doing the Kickstarter and this product is to fund the van tour. It's going to be the gas for the van tour where he's traveling around the country. Tanner, the owner of Cryptic, is traveling around the country in a van and living out of a van and going to the LGSs.
If you don't make a van down by the river card, I'm selling everything I own of Cryptic. All right. You have been warned right now. If you don't make a van down by the river card, I don't know what this whole thing was for.
I hope that he has I hope he has a website where you can track where the van is. Like you get an air tag.
Along rivers.
Tanner, there's got to be a way to get an air tag in your van and like have it.
There has to be a way to get an air tag in the van. Yeah, put one in the van.
But like on a website where you could like track it, so you could be like, oh my gosh, the Cryptic van's coming to my LGS.
You're gonna get Tanner murdered. You're gonna get Tanner murdered.
And listen, Tanner, if you're in like one of our areas, we probably have like a warm house where you can catch a meal and not sleep in a van.
We can do hot tub streaming together.
I think
oh my gosh, Tanner hot tub stream across the country.
Listen, Tanner would want
hot tub in the van.
He would 100%
hot tub in the van.
He's a fireman. I bet he has the body for like a hot tub stream. Like I would have some weird viewers.
Move on.
I would have some unique viewers, I think, if I was doing hot tub streaming.
Talking about Tanner's body. That's where I draw the line. That's it.
Why?
That's the next podcast.
That's the next auxiliary product, the Cryptic OnlyFans.
Okay,
I'm out.
Moving on.
Let's just river by the van.
I think it's like a real van. It's not like a...
No, it's a real van.
Yeah,
it's a van.
It's like van life van. It's gonna have like a bed and a whole thing.
And he's gonna have air tags so people can find out where he is at all times.
Exactly.
It's great, safe.
It's genius. All right, moving on. Sorcery. Big info this week. Simon, shout out to Simon, fan of the podcast.
Shout out.
He is.
Yeah.
Fan of the podcast, long-term patron and fan. No longer on the Sorcery team. I think at the end of the day, a big loss for Sorcery. We don't really know exactly the details of everything. It was just kind of announced, and Simon's kind of given us a very cannot talk about the situation kind of thing. Seems to be very professional and
which I expect.
Yeah, the exit
like
from
Simon's amazing.
Simon's side of the exit seems to be very professional, and even like Eric's announcement was very professional about it. Doesn't like there's no other details that we know of it in terms of what's going on behind the scenes there. I liked that Eric had like a plan moving forward of the, you know, who's taking over Simon's responsibilities, and they had an announcement. It was a little bit delayed, the announcement, but it was also on holiday and whatever. And listen, New Zealand does holidays differently than we do. Like I'm
Holiday forever.
I'm like December 26th, back at it, baby. Get to work. Let's go. But they're like, you know, they drag on a little bit in New Zealand.
Sometime in February they'll come back.
Please be nice to people from New Zealand. Continue.
They've got to like, you know, do the whole mountainscape thing, and I bet you it's way healthier there.
Like,
mentally.
yeah, George, this is nice. I would take this all day long. If I
Oh,
didn't feel
no.
the pressure for the rat race
God.
to come back the next day, I'm all in, baby.
No way.
Yeah. You know what? I think Lord of the Rings really ruined New Zealand for me.
George, I think you only feel that way because, you know, you don't actually work.
That's fair. So I think a big loss for Sorcery. I think it's going to be a you know, obviously Simon was the face of the team, so hopefully they can get a new face for the team up there that can
Can't be as beautiful, Simon. Don't worry, baby.
listen. That beard, man, like he had a good beard, like it was respectable. So hopefully a better beard, even bigger beard on the replacement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you got to upgrade. You know what I mean? Like,
Unrealistic expectations.
it's all
from,
about the
from
beard.
the Kitchen Table TCG YouTube channel right here.
But it's definitely a bummer for the Sorcery community, I think. But I think they are moving on. I think that's healthy. And so hopefully we get more information. But they also, with that announcement, I thought this was also really good, the way that they presented it. They also had a video of the cards being packed and like a booster pack opened at the end. What?
Keep describing the video, please. Thank you.
You didn't like the video?
I like the video. I love your
We
description
like
more, though.
we all like the video.
I like the video, but I love your description more. Keep going.
Why is my
you.
description
No,
so
I
bad?
want more details.
Okay,
How
so
did the light hit the pack?
the lights were kind of bad. I wasn't a big fan of the lighting, but it's a factory, so it's, you know, it's hard to evaluate that.
Yeah, but a ring light is available anywhere right now. Come on.
But so the packs go down the line, and then it goes through into the packing machine, and then it comes down, and then somebody opened the booster pack. We got to see the first Sorcery booster pack open, so I thought that was super cool. Cards look great. It's cool to see it being done. So
There's not a lot to chew on here. This is a really cool video. It was also like 47 seconds long, and I think more games should do it. That's it.
I don't
That's the
think
take.
so. I think more games should just send Louis the video and then have him describe it on the podcast.
I think if they were gonna open it, they should have opened it with something cool. Like,
I love at the end of the video, the woman gives him the pack and she can't get it open, and then she doesn't help fan the cards out. So he's like trying to hold the video and he's fanning the cards out. Anyway, still great. To see the pack open and to see the cards in hand is really cool. So looks like they potentially will get it out before the Chinese New Year. That's the conversation going on in the Discord server, is like, how far are they? Are they, I think probably from Sorcery's perspective, they're working on that, but they don't know for sure if they can get it out. So they're not really communicating about it, but it'd be kind of nice to get it out before Chinese New Year. But
talk about New Zealand shutting down. Chinese New Year, man, things just stop. Production just all stops.
everything
completely.
stops. Yeah.
Everything stops.
So any other takes?
It was a good video. Like it was really cool. We all have the same take, so it's boring content, right? It was really cool to see. I liked it. I enjoyed seeing the cards. I liked the drama of the first ever pack being opened. Like, that was neat. It's documented for history.
It had good music in the background. It was good. Okay, moving on.
Can you describe the music, though?
It was suspenseful. It was like, you know, you
I
could
don't know,
jam to it.
I don't know if it was
No,
suspenseful. It was more
I remember
exciting.
being like, if you showed me a 3.5 hour movie where it was just images of New Zealand with this music on the background and maybe like a hobbit walking through, the music would have been perfect. That was the Lord of the Rings joke.
I don't think hobbits actually like are real. I think
That was just a Lord of the Rings joke. I don't like Lord of the Rings. So. All right, moving on.
it's gonna be a rough year in Magic for you.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Shocking.
George. Pokemon. This is your big moment. Pokemon reprinting, in your phrase on the podcast before we started, Pokemon reprinting every single booster
Everything.
box.
They're reprinting everything.
Evolving Skies
No.
box reprint.
No, that's
Brilliant
not what
Stars.
That's not what. No, that's not what I
Josh?
said.
Josh, is that what he
I
said?
said the reprinting. I said there's already been a reprint of sleeved boosters
Hold on.
of Evolving.
I'm asking Josh a question right now. Josh, is that what George said before we started?
I think the exact words were Pokemon's reprinting everything.
Everything.
I remember him saying Evolving Skies boxes before I
I
fact checked him.
I said they're reprinting
Well-
Evolving Skies.
Well, listen, Evolving Skies falls under the everything umbrella, so I think you're safe there.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So they sent out a. So there is a drying out right now of Pokemon boxes. They don't exist. Like
It's impossible.
they don't exist. They don't exist in the world. There's no Pokemon boxes left. They all packs went into the Charizards. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, like
The Pokemon Center
I
is
knew this was coming to some way you were scorned. I just didn't know how.
like
I
they're like,
just
where's the
didn't know
Evolving
how.
Skies packs? Open up some boxes.
like Pokemon box prices have gone insane on TCG Player. They've hit unbelievable, like comical levels.
So wait, do you still think that it's a bubble?
Yes, 100%, 100%. Nothing has changed that.
Everything he's mentioning indicates a bubble.
Like no,
Every
Louis.
other
I think a set
every other TCG is flopping on the secondary market.
and
God.
one is skyrocketing with a reprint on the horizon.
I wonder
Every
what will
oth-
happen.
Every
It feels like the definition of a bubble.
Let me tell you what I remember very clearly, Dr. Louis.
Just wanted to
I
interrupt.
remember my WotC rep calling me when another game was going to the moon. And me telling him, I hope you like moving, idiot, because I got a game that's going to kill your stupid game in 15 minutes, son. So, like, get your bags packed. We're moving to another country because I got the next big thing. Didn't pan out.
Yeah, but while that was happening, Pokemon was still moving up and hasn't stopped. It hasn't. Like the overall Pokemon market is still moving up. I get it. The Logan Paul bubble, it happened. That was in the past. Like
So
that
it's always moving
bubble.
up except for when it goes down after the Logan Paul bubble.
The Logan
I agree.
Paul thing was
Other-
like
other-
6 months.
I agree. Other than when it goes down, it only goes up. I agree with that, I think.
It was like 6 months. The
Was-
demand for Pokemon is massive. Absolutely.
That's not
massive.
been the discussion. That's just like I agree the demand is massive. Hold on, let me pull this
You
up.
said on the podcast, you said in our private conversations for the last 6 months, don't buy Pokemon. Pokemon, be careful buying Pokemon.
I gotta start watching your content. How much of our private conversations do you leak into
Lot.
public videos?
Our conversations are just pre-content for me.
I mean, I guess that, like, here's the count of that is like battle styles are still $105. And I'm the lowest.
Listen, what's Chilling Reign at?
Oh, it's $1 billion. How come battle styles is so hated?
Not gonna lie to you, you're gonna hate me, George.
Yep.
I bought Battle Styles this week.
Right for me?
No, I bought it from